once was a turnip named Tommy, with a white, green, and purple flesh body. He came by a sausage inside of my cottage, and now they are both in my tummy.
Hi everyone, my name's Jake and welcome to the Kitchen Scrap, where I'm currently challenging myself to survive on British World War II rations for an entire year.
Don't let's make too much of it.
Now it's time to cook, and I need to cook the main component of what is going to be my dinners for the next few nights. So this evening we are cooking something called
Turnip Tommies.
Your head's a turnip. I've always hated turnips.
Now this comes from my favorite wartime recipe cookbook.
Food facts for the kitchen front.
So you will need to allow 1 medium turnip for each person, some brown gravy, and 1 sausage to each turnip. Now, I don't have any sausages, but I do have some TVP that I cooked up the other night, which will work beautifully in this. TVP is just a soy vegetable mince protein something.
Thank you for that fine forensic analysis.
Now, speaking of sausages, they weren't actually rationed during the war. However, like many foodstuffs back then, they were incredibly difficult to come by, and even then they were considered a national joke considering how little meat was actually in them. Anyways, let's get cooking. So we've got 4 turnips. I have washed these really well, and it says to cut them into quarters without going all the way to the bottom. We're going to boil these for 10 minutes. I have some salted water on the stove now, and after that we are going to stuff the sausage mince into these. Now, I thought it might be a little bit more visually interesting if I cut these into 8s instead of quarters. So we're just going to go in carefully, don't go all the way to the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's going to look really nice once it's stuffed, although I think it's going to be a bit of a to get the sausage meat in there. Anyways, we'll see what it's like once it's been boiled for 10 minutes. Okay, so the turnips have been boiling for 10 minutes. I've just let them cool down a little bit so I can handle them. Just put them into a tray with a little bit of water because we are going to steam bake them next, just as soon as I can figure out how the bloody hell I'm going to get this mince stuffed inside. I guess we're just going to have to be messy about this. So again, I'm just using some TVP that I cooked up the other night. Already dropping it. Good on you, Jake. Ah, this is still really hot. Okay. It's just going to be a case of little by little at a time. Thankfully, the mince is really cold. It's been in the fridge. Good in there! And also, I have no idea how much I should be adding. Okay, it's coming together, it's coming together. I mean, I am wasting a little bit, but I think that needs some over here. All right, well, there you go. First one is done. That's interesting. Now, you are supposed to top this with breadcrumbs before you put them in the oven. But what I did, I fried up 1 rasher of bacon, and I'm gonna sprinkle that on top instead, which I think will be really delicious. Anyways, I'm gonna get the rest of these done and pop them in the oven because Mama is hungry. I finally got them all stuffed. I think these turned out pretty well, and they look weird and wonderful at the same time. I'm really looking forward to eating these. So, bit of a blunder with the TVP. Initially, I was aiming for 250 grams worth of mincemeat for my weekly ration. When I measured out the TVP, it was uncooked. It was 200 grams, so I allowed a little bit extra because once it was cooked, it was gonna weigh more, yada yada. But in making this recipe, I measured out 100 grams of uncooked TVP. I weighed it once it was cooked and it actually came to 400 grams. So I'm 150 grams over. Anyways, what I've decided to try and make up for it, I am sacrificing my cheese ration for the week. So no cheese for me because I get to enjoy a little bit of extra mincemeat instead. So I'm just going to whack these in the oven. It's currently on 200 fan forced. I just made some bread. It doesn't say how long, it just says until they're a little bit more tender. Let's chuck them in and see how we go. I'm going to be serving these on a bed of mashed potato with a side of my red cabbage and apple casserole. You guys, look at this. How nice does that look? I cannot wait to tuck into this. We've hardly used any fat either. We're just a little bit for the red cabbage and apple casserole, a little bit for the bacon, but that's it. We didn't use any for the potatoes, the turnips, even the TVP we didn't use any. And now I am going to top it off. Bit of gravy. Wow. Oh my god, this is going to be so good. Absolutely cannot wait to tuck into this. So that meal was absolutely delicious. You'll notice that I didn't peel the turnips. By the time you boil them and then bake them, there's really no need. The skin becomes nice and soft, but you can if you want to. I was just being lazy, or should I say time efficient. So just bake them in a hot oven for about 20 minutes. When it comes to the TVP, it actually tastes of nothing. That's why I cooked it in some faux beef stock for about 5-7 minutes. However, I do wish I had seasoned it a little better with some more salt and pepper. That being said, that gravy really brought the whole dish together and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would definitely make that again. So thanks very much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And until next time, keep calm and tell Tommy his turnips are ready.